in the economic outlook for 2020.
And that's the reason why when we did the finance bill, you find that the finance bill was largely targeted as making businesses easy for the very small businesses, because we believe that's where the economy needs to really grow and stabilize from. When you reduce the cost of doing business, the businesses will prosper better, they will grow, and then they can employ more people, and more people will be pulled out of poverty.
The guys believe economic indicators are pointing northwards for the country in the face of fiscal and monetary measures already in place, with global increase in oil price above the national benchmark of $57 per barrel. In Abuja, Lydia Sampson, NTA News.
Away from economic matters, the year is just starting, and for many, there are lots of expectations for the year 2020. But for pilgrims from Taraba State, northeast Nigeria, who are visiting Jerusalem, their expectations couldn't be any better, starting the year with a journey for spiritual growth. Ruth Aguele reports.
It's day one in the Holy Land. In anticipation and high spirits, these pilgrims have come to witness a life-changing experience. This spectacular view, they say, is a tip of the iceberg of all the places they will be visiting during their stay here. As they all look forward to the real moments to get first-hand information of the life of Jesus Christ here, prayers and orientation was first on the menu. The pilgrims were encouraged to take advantage of every opportunity during their stay in the Holy Land to get the desired miracles they seek.
So we must take this as an opportunity for being in the Holy Land to pray for ourselves, our families, and for the nation Nigeria and for our states.
I know I read in the Bible severally about different sites, but this time I'm going to see those sites again. And also, I'm going to now rekindle my spiritual life.
So our expectation is that when we see these things, our life will never remain the same.
This exercise is going to be a very rich one, fruitful one, that after this coming to Jerusalem, we'll have a different, not really different, but a continuation of our faith in Christ.
As the clock ticks, every moment counts, they say, in making this experience a memorable one for them. From Jerusalem, Ruth Aguela, NTA News.
Meanwhile, pilgrims from Taraba State, northeast Nigeria, have begun their spiritual obligations with visits to different holy sites in Jerusalem. Details when we return after the break. Stay with us.
NTAI has gone mobile. Catch your favorite programs anywhere in the world by going to Play Store on Android and App Store on iOS. Search for Vision TV UK, download and install. Then you're good to go.
Thanks for staying with us. Now to agribusiness. African Development Bank is set to collaborate with Ogun State government to establish agro-processing zones in the state, which will be one of the biggest in sub-Saharan Africa. The agreement was reached during the visit of the bank's president, Dr. Akinwumi Adesina, to Ogun State. Governor Dapo Abiodun received him.
By the Ogun State government to ensure that the state is self-sustaining in food security and attain the position of food basket of the nation, has received yet another boost. With a visit of the President, African Development Bank, Dr. Akinwumi Adesina, to Governor Dapo Abiodun. African Development Bank is collaborating with the state government to take the state to the next level.
The African Development Bank, one of our 5 priorities is to feed Africa. Of course, to feed Africa means that we must make agriculture a business for creating wealth and also jobs. and to reviving rural economic activities. So the governor has set a very clear strategy on that, and I assure the governor of my full support and that of the bank.
Governor Dapo Abiodun, who appreciated the president of AFDP, says his commitment to lift people out of poverty in the state has been yielding the desired results.
We've decided that we must do everything to turn our idle hands into productive agripreneurs.
To improve the quality of life of the people, the governor added that education, agriculture, environmental sanitation, water supply, among others, will continue to receive priority attention.
And Onengie Fineface is standing by with news from the financial sector.
The Securities and Exchange Commission says the development of an efficient derivatives trading market is one of its top priorities in 2020. The Acting Director General, SEC, Mary Uduk, noted that this is a good time to have derivatives in the capital market as some of the investable products capable of boosting liquidity in the market. While reiterating that derivatives are traded in all the big markets and around the world and are used in risk management, the SEC boss added that they are also used to hedge the trade in other securities. The Naira, a symbol of pride and nationhood and official legal tender of Nigeria, has continued to suffer abuse and mutilation by some Nigerians. Musa Abubakar reports from Sokoto that the Naira note is still being mutilated by citizens. Meanwhile, key players are advocating the need to check the circulation of bad notes, rejection of the currency by traders and buyers in the country.
We in which we have to handle with care. So when you get the currency, it is advisable for you to put those currency inside your purse or your wallet so that the thing will not get torn.
Up next is an outlook at the commodities market. News. Thanks for your time. I'm Onengie Fineface.
Thank you, Onengie. And now to farming and loan management. Agriculture is one of the most flourishing sectors of the nation's economy. And so with proper planning, any individual or group having basic knowledge of farming can start a profitable business. And so as the Akwa Ibom State government is to give out loans to farmers, the Ministry of Agriculture and Women Affairs, in collaboration with the state's Agricultural Loans Board, organized a one-day sensitization forum for vegetable farmers to educate them on effective loan management. Uduak Etim reports.
Vegetable farming is one of the lucrative and profitable businesses in Nigeria, which has the potential to provide millions of naira to farmers and also boost food production. In order to support and encourage vegetable farmers to achieve success, the Akwa Ibom State government, through the Ministry of Agriculture and Women Affairs, announced plans to disburse interest-free loans to about 3,000 farmers across the 31 local government areas of the state, of which 80% of beneficiaries are women.
You know, with farming, we have a lot to eat. We have so much. From the farm work, we use the money to train our children.
I'm going to use the loan very wisely because this is, in fact, it is a great offer.
This development prompted the hosting of a one-day sensitization forum to enlighten the farmers on the need for effective loan management, as the first phase of the loan will soon be credited into the beneficiaries' accounts.
Agriculture has come to stay in Akwa Ibom State, and because we want to encourage vegetable production and food production generally. So with this loan, it will really help the farmer.
Agricultural financing is one of the most important factors used for development of rural areas and encouraging investment in farm activities.
The efforts by the Akwa Ibom State government to develop the agricultural sector is to complement the federal government's determination to boost food production and sufficiency. In Uyo, Uduak Etim, NTA News.
And for training news from other parts of the world, let's join Adebola Brooksland Sunday.
Hello there. Many people thronged the streets of Iranian capital Tehran for the funeral of the slain military commander Qasem Soleimani. Soleimani was assassinated in a U.S. drone strike in Iraq on Friday on the orders of President Donald Trump. Justifying the killing, President Trump said Soleimani was plotting imminent attacks on U.S. diplomats and military personnel. Iran's supreme leader Ayatollah Khamenei led prayers and at one point was seen weeping. Iran has vowed severe revenge for the death of Soleimani and on Sunday pulled back from the 2015 nuclear accord. Soleimani, 62, headed Iran's elite Quds force and was tasked with protecting and boosting Iran's influence in the Middle East. Meanwhile, Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte has ordered the military to prepare deployment of its aircraft and ships at any moment notice for the evacuation of thousands of Filipino workers in Iraq and Iran, reflecting Asia's growing fears for its citizens amid a potential outbreak of violence in the Middle East following the assassination of Iranian military commander General Qasem Soleimani. In another development, rain has fallen in fire-ravaged parts of Australia and temperatures have dropped. However, officials have warned that blaze will take off again. Sooty rain fell down the east coast from Sydney to Melbourne, with torrential rain reported in some parts of New South Wales. But officials warned temperatures would rise by Thursday. They also said huge fires in Victoria and New South Wales could meet to create a larger mega blaze. The National Gallery of Australia in Canberra and the Australian National University in the capital have been closed. I am Adebola, Brooksland Sunday. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, Adebola. And now to sports. Niger female beach volleyball team qualifies to the next stage of the 2020 Olympic Games in Accra, Ghana. Olumide Eduntola has details on sports updates.
The Nigerian female beach volleyball team has won a ticket to the next stage of the 2020 Olympic Games qualifiers held in Accra, Ghana. Team Nigeria beat Team Benin 2-0 in the first match and went ahead to beat Ghana 2-0 in the second match to qualify.
We are ranked third in Africa, and I don't see no reason why we should come here and get anything below the first position that we have gotten today. We didn't lose a single set to the both countries. It's just for Nigeria to start from this stage and start preparing for the second phase.
Team Nigeria male team is expected to depart Nigeria on the 7th of January for Lomé, Togo, to participate in the similar championship. Nigerian women's volleyball team will on Monday 6th January 2020 takes on their counterparts from Cameroon in an Olympic qualifier in Yaoundé, Cameroon. Head coach of the team, Samuel Ajayi, the players and other officials are optimistic that the team will qualify despite stiff oppositions. Nigeria will battle Egypt on Tuesday before facing Botswana on Wednesday.